like a snail. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Nigel and I have been to a local school just down the road all morning talking about predators. All kinds of predators on the team. My favourite topic. Busy since I last saw you. We've had a fantastic Falconry meet last weekend. That's the Falconry season done here. That video's live, so check that out on the Falconry playlist. Some fantastic photographers, falconers and spectators along there. What else? Oh, John, the Raptor rehabber from Australia. He's just sent me a couple of nice pics. One's been picked up on the road, a young brown falcon, and an Australian swamp harrier handed into them. So a couple of unusual birds that we here in the UK, we just don't see. Obviously, Australia's sort of the way it is with releasing its wildlife over the decades. Most of the stuff in the UK that's actually Australian was at one time a smuggled out animal that's then been capture bred in the UK. So swamp harriers and brown falcons, it's great to see these pictures and videos that John sends, and I like to show you them so you can see these unusual raptors as well. But have a look at this. I'm going to flip you around. So it took 3 years of promises, but I've finally got the beginnings of the outdoor reptile enclosure. Dan the builder, all teasing aside, you won't find a more conscientious, hard-working builder, whether it's to build yourself an outdoor reptile enclosure or extend your house. So 3 years of promises on the vlogs, and to our guests at the summer weekends at Icarus, Falconry and Holdenby Open Days, starting again this Easter. The promise is coming to reality. Outdoor reptile enclosures where we're going to have some really important British wildlife in situ, in naturalistic setups that you can either look through a perspex front or a completely open top, look down and view them as you would in nature. Absolutely made up. Dan the builder's done a sterling job. This is all going to be pathway round. We're going to have sides on these enclosures. We've got 8 foot by 8 foot, 8 foot by 8 foot, 16 foot by 8 foot. They're going to be planted out as bits of marshland, bits of meadowland, woodland edge, and things like a nice bit of habitat of heathland. So these animals are in their naturalistic settings with natural plants that they would encounter and ponds and so on. This area should turn into something really special that the public can access and get a great understanding of these reptiles, and as well, really importantly, actually realise just how beautiful they are and why they're worth conserving and caring and paying attention to as much as any pretty bird and so on and so forth. So I'm really made up that here, as you come from the wildlife menagerie, it's going to lead you along. That's all going to be dressed up, don't you worry. It's going to look beautiful as you walk along. And then by this summer, hopefully I'll have the funding to build this and have some reptiles there looking absolutely stunning for everyone to enjoy and learn about. The downside to that project was I can hardly walk because whilst Dan was digging, and he did give me a hand, but I kind of wheelbarrowed many tons of soil away from that site. It was definitely hundreds, certainly feels like thousands of wheelbarrow loads from there to there. I definitely don't need a gym membership. Certainly if those reptile enclosures turn out half as good as these polecat enclosures, in so much as interesting to watch them, quite a bit of kind of habitat there for them, and loads of exercise and enrichment. Look at the size of him now, even if he hasn't got any balls, because the vets cut them off. Look at her. The polecats, always active. I thought they'd be sleeping much more than they are. Great display animals. And those visitors last year saw them when they were just little babies. Now, quite big beasters indeed. And they are, oh, absolute fun to watch. Look at him. Roxy chilling out. We just had a rainstorm, but she's up on a sun deck. Many animals. I've said this many times in the vlogs. Many animals, even really nocturnal animals like owls and toads, love to sunbathe. Sleepy eyes, just sniffing around. Living the life of Riley. Look at her. I think we woke her up from her afternoon nap. So the aquariums, all clean and ready for this year's stock to come back in. Captive bred great crested newts in full breeding regalia. Thanks to Lee Brindley, the newt man. In here, see which reflection day. In here, possibly some of the sticklebacks from my pond. Another great story to tell. The toads are still in here, and this one is now empty. And I'll tell you why, but I don't know what's going in here yet. Something British, something with a story to tell. A little bit of sad news though. Neil, the one-eyed rat, he's on his last legs. One of his girlfriends, she's fine. Only the two have sadly left this ratty world. And we've worked out they're just touching 3 years old, which is a fine age for any rats indeed. And as callous as it sounds, next week I should be picking up several more young rats to take us through the next 2 or 3 years. 13 years of my job, Raptor Exotics, and I've got through several sets of rats because they are delightful to work with and many brilliant tales to tell. But sadly, one-eyed Neil, he's certainly long past going to schools. He just snuggles around with the girls he's got left. An elderly gentleman indeed. Zeus the golden eagle. Time for him to chill out for the summer, fly up and down his line. His talons healed up now on this foot here. But this one, they're all working. They're all sharp. Let's hope that the one grows back on the other foot there. It's certainly a lovely eagle. 10 years old this summer, and he's exactly the eagle I wanted him to be. Put a lot of research into Zeus before I even took on an eagle. I wanted an eagle that was an absolute joy to work with, puppy dog tame with me, good at his job, and just a fantastic falconry companion. Working as a team together, not as a sort of disjointed team, kind of working against each other. And he really is. Look at that. A lot of special bird right there. 10 years old already. And these huge feet. There's his little stump. He's not going to show you it. But let's hope that missing talon does grow back. see where we are next season. But for now, it's chill out time. What a magnificent creature they are. So something I never thought I'd see inland, certainly in Northamptonshire where I'm from, is ravens. There's one. Look at that. Wild raven. Where I work, they live where I live. They live everywhere. Another amazing success story. A bird that I only ever saw on the cliff faces of Cornwall. There's another, there's its mate. Now, a common bird in the Midlands. Who would have ever thought that? Big, intelligent bird. Not bird, what am I about? A big, intelligent corvid. Fantastic. And on another note, Lyra the Lanner Falcon, she's just been pulled out of her winter rest aviary, ready for a bit of retraining and getting airborne again. Well, Wurzel's pulled out from his molting aviary, his rest aviary for the winter. Time to get him back up in the air. I just put my little white face down away and then picked an eagle up with the thinnest, tiniest glove I actually own. I thought, ouch, his talons are sharp. Anyway, he's going to be miserable and grumpy for a few days, but it'd be good to see him back up in the air. My blue shrimps are getting huge. Come on, focus on the shrimps. They're really growing and they're breeding like mad. Get out of the way. That little one in there. Beautiful. Cherry shrimps, except not cherry coloured. Mind you, the guppies are breeding like mad too. I'll just turn the lights on in the snake room, way after dark. I mean, just as usual, excuse me, the mangrove snake is out and about and using all of her enclosure. This snake sleeps all day long, coils up. In fact, it looks almost dead. It looks floppy and lethargic and doesn't move. And yet, when those lights are out, this legless dragon absolutely comes to life. She's well fed, she's not due a feed, doesn't need any food, but it's just a really active species of snake that patrols and certainly looks around all the time after dark, scanning and searching, exploring.
Very speedy today. Oh, it's exhausting, isn't it, Roxy? Nice. Go, well done. Clever. 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 A good girl. Yes. Belly full of carrots. haven't got any more. Got no more? All gone? Yeah, all gone. Good girl. Right. Crack on. Yeah. All done. In my pocket in a minute. There you goes.
So you guys that have been with me for a while now, you know, in here, this was slow worms, common lizards, pool frogs, spadefoot toads, green toads, marbled newts, all living in this little woodland environment around here. Soon we're going to strip this right down and move it over in the same area as that new area that we're building for the British wildlife, the British reptile life. 99% sure the pool frogs will be fine. They've survived so far every winter. You may remember the slow worms, most of them got eaten, so as did the common lizards. We had a weasel or a rat, I should think, got in over the winter. One slow worm that year came through hibernation. I've had these guys 13 years. And it was mangled and bite marks all over it, so that's really annoying. So we're gonna have to change when we're not here, probably, I don't know, 10, 20 mil, probably 10 mil mesh on the roofs, on those other enclosures we're building. This was netted to keep the jackdaws from eating the stock, but over the winter, the hybernaculum in the middle there, someone got in. But it's going to be interesting to strip this down and see what is there. I haven't seen a marbled newt, but then I'm not here at night, but I have seen the green toads and the spadefoots last year. It'll be interesting to see what's there. We'll reset this up as a little bit of woodland edge for another stock of British reptiles. It's all going on, and of course spring is springing. It's back and forth this time of year, as you imagine it would be. Very cold mornings now, but the hellebores of Christmas roses are out, and of course that real sign of the hope of spring, the snowdrops. See if any frogs turn up in our pond. There's plenty of common newts in there. The weed, the pondweed, the pond plants are just starting to grow back again very slowly now. We're getting some sunshine. Look at this. Isn't that absolutely glorious? Lots of honeybees feeding. There's apiaries on the estate. Beehives to you, you and me. I can smell the fragrances here, and so can the bees. If you enjoy the vlogs, lots more to see. Check out the playlist. If Falconry is your thing, check out the playlist. And of course, if snakes, reptiles and wildlife are your thing, check out the playlist. Lots and lots to keep you going and keep you interested, and just keep joining us on our journey to make this place, especially Icarus Falconry, a place to come and learn about and observe some of the more unusual, beautiful and rare captive bred versions of our native wildlife. The most important wildlife to anyone in Britain, of course, has to be British wildlife. See you next time, you guys.